Let's roll right into our post race. Nationwide Series race here today, and Dale Earnhardt Jr., team owner of our race winner today. And Dale, that's 8 wins for Junior Motorsports. Nine wins for Junior Motorsports this year. It's a terrific accomplishment, and you guys continue to bring fast race cars week in and week out at the racetrack, and you're certainly up there leading the points. Just talk about the progress that your race team's made over the past several months.
Yeah, we keep saying it every time we come in here, how big of an improvement we've been able to make this year, and that's due to a lot of things. But one of the main reasons, obviously, is having Ernie and Kevin both part of the fold, and they've won a lot of races this year, and have helped us improve performance on the cars, speed on the cars. I feel like I just keep repeating myself, but they've been a big part and a big reason why the program has been able to sort of make that next step and sort of get out of that rut we were in, so to speak, over the last several years. It's just been a lot of fun, and Kevin's, I think, has got 3 more races this year, and he's chomping at the bit to try to get 3 more victories. So hopefully we can continue to be competitive. We got 2 drivers with Chase and Regan trying to win the Drivers' Championship, and hopefully, with any luck, those 2 guys will still be a part of that race when we get to Homestead.
Thank you, Dale. We'll take questions now for Dale. If you have a question, raise your hand, and we'll bring you a wireless microphone. Any questions for Dale? Over here to the left, Stan.
Dale, you're right. You've kind of said the same things each and every time that you've had a victory because it's felt so good, obviously. What has this done for you, though, as a car owner that you longed for so long?
Thanks, buddy.
What has this done for you as a car owner that you wanted ever since you started the operation?
Well, we've had success before. When anytime you can, I think when we started out this race team, we really started out without any expectations. We had never owned a car in a major NASCAR series before. We definitely had some great partners to allow us to make those mistakes that you're going to make early on. Navy was a great supporter for us and helped us through a lot of growing pains. And the tricky part is to pair yourself with talent, whether it's in the seat or the crew chiefs or the mechanics, fabricators. Just finding the people with talent and finding people with the initiative and drive and the want to be able to figure out where the speed's at, because it's a moving target. These cars, how you set them up and how you make them go fast, that's a bit of a moving target as the tires change or the tracks change. As the rules change, aero changes. You got to have people that are really driven to search out and find that speed and continue to strive to be better. And Kevin's definitely driven when it comes to being a competitor and winning races. He puts, he puts a ton of emphasis and effort into the nationwide side of it, and he's ate up with it. So we've, but when we started out, just trying to get to victory lane once, that was the whole goal, and that was a great feeling to be able to go win a race in our own stuff. And then it became, you started kind of doing all kinds of other neat stuff, like working with other drivers. When Jamie McMurray won in our car, that was that's pretty neat to be able to work with your peers, these guys you compete against on Sunday, do something fun and successful, away from Cup. And so this has been great to work with Kevin, get to know Kevin more, build our friendship more. This is something that we'll remember for the rest of our lives, having these wins and having such a great year together in this series. So it's a lot of fun.
Any other questions for Dale? Right over here to the right.
Kyle Pokrewski, the fourth turn. Dale, do you have a good idea how your sprint cup car will behave through a run tomorrow based on what you saw today?
Yeah, we had our final practice was a disaster. We it was such a mess. We started out with a bad spark plug, so we had to come back into the pits and sort of fix that, and it threw us off the rest of the 50-minute practice. We sort of struggled to understand exactly where we were competition-wise with everyone else, because we were on different tires and making a lot of changes. We things didn't really click like I was hoping in that last practice. We had some things that we learned in the first practice this morning, and our car didn't show a lot of great speed at the front end of the run. But after we got around lap 5 and further on, I think we had pretty good speed and got really competitive the longer the run got. But I really enjoy cars that have great long run speed, man, but you got to have front end speed. These races are always sort of decided more often than not on these late short runs with these late cautions, and you got to have the front end speed to be able to get around 1 and 2 on them restarts and be able to challenge guys for positions. You can't just expect to settle in and then make it up over a long run, because you're not going to get those long runs late in the race. But we're not quite as competitive as I'd hoped, but we're gonna, Steve and them guys have been pouring over notes since we finished practice, and we'll talk more tonight. And we got a lot of information, and hopefully we can make some good decisions and put a good car out on the racetrack. But we weren't as good as we wanted to be last year, and we really haven't, from what I can tell, made many gains as a single team. But we got some fast teammates, and we know what they're doing, and we can lean on that stuff and see if that helps us.
Got a question in the press box, and then we'll come back down to Chris. Go ahead, press box.
Lisa Spencer, motorsport.com. Dale, can you address the driving glove giveaway that you have going on Twitter right now, and your supporters, Sherry and Martin Jr.?
Yeah, sure. Sherry came to me and asked me if I'd be interested in doing something for Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and their color is teal, so we thought it'd be a neat idea to make the driving gloves with the skull hands that I have teal this month. So I'm going to race with a different pair each Sunday, and I'm going to auction them off through the Dale Jr. Foundation and give those proceeds to a charity of Sherry's choosing. And she's been a longtime friend of mine, and she's been a big part of Martin's life, and so I just want to support her and try to help her through her recovery. And so I was very happy to be able to do this. And I think Truex is wearing some teal shoes. I'm not sure exactly what he's got going on, but he's doing the same thing and going to be auctioning off his stuff as well. So pretty neat deal.
Let's come downstairs, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Jenkins, USA Today. Dale, tomorrow, obviously, from the perspective of NASCAR, is a pretty big day, trying to build excitement for the chase. And they put it here in Chicago the past couple of years to try and gain momentum in a big market. I mean, I know you were downtown. You took a selfie with a dinosaur a couple of days ago. Do you have any sense of whether you guys are on the radar screen here in a big town, but a tough sports market, I'd imagine?
Yeah, I think you guys might have a better understanding of being able to read that than I would. I really enjoy Chicago, and I like, I think that production that we had all day Thursday was fun, and we get in that room and we go around in circles and get everybody's stuff done. But I think the things that we do the day before, where all the drivers are kind of all over the country, is where we have the best opportunity to raise awareness of what's happening in our sport. And so it's it comes down to those little individual trips that those drivers take, and how well and how creative they get with them, and how well orchestrated they are, and how, you know, how active you are on social media and stuff, sort of promoting those things and tell people where you're at and what you're doing. I think that day seemed more profound to me than the Thursday in Chicago. I personally felt like I made a bigger impact on Wednesday for the sport and for what we were doing, and we did some stuff that may have some residual effect. The Funny or Die thing is going to come out in a week and a week and a half. If it's worth a damn, that'll bring a little more awareness to what we're doing. And they said it was funny, so we'll see. I'm no comedian, but I thought that I love being in Chicago, and I like the trip, and I enjoy Thursday. I enjoyed Thursday. All the drivers together riding in the bus and all that. We don't do that. We have to force us to hang out with each other. But I enjoy it. I enjoy being around all those guys in a group setting like that, because we're never doing that, you know. So it's fun. But everybody's got an opinion on what we could do different, make it better.
One more question for Dale, Steve right here, and then we'll hear from Kevin here in a minute. Get the mic over here if we could, Pat.
Carrie's standing here, so I'm kind of feel like I'm under his thumb a little bit.
Oh, I'm watching. I'm kidding. Hey,
Steve.
I'm tracking that.
Well, I hear you.
Steve Richards with PRN. I just thought of this. You just mentioned the bus. What happened on the bus? Can you talk about what happened with you guys? What was going on? Anything interesting?
Nothing really. It's just, you know, everybody sort of picks on everybody, but I don't know. It's just weird to all be together, and you know, outside of a racetrack. So yeah, nothing. Yeah, it's like a class reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing funny happened. Nothing weird happened Thursday, right? Between all the drivers on the bus. I don't remember anything.
Not Thursday.
Yeah.
Not that I remember.
Yeah. That's funny.
Okay, Dale, we'll let you go. Thank you for
We'll see
being
you.
here, and good luck
See you
tomorrow.
later.
Thank you very much. Okay. Let's hear from our race winner of today's
See you guys.
14th annual
Thanks.
Jimmy John's Freaky Fast 300, powered by Coca-Cola. And that's Kevin Harvick, and he drives the number 5 Jimmy John's Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. Yes, sir. Kevin Harvick. You know him?
What were we gonna say? Are you gonna sing your ABCs?
Okay.
Okay.
But this is Kevin's 4th win in 2014, and his 3rd win here at Chicagoland Speedway. And Kevin, congratulations.
Thank you.
You got your man there with
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
you? I saw him up on the pit box today. That was, I think he made a couple of calls there late in the race that were instrumental, Ernie.
Well, I don't-
You can talk about those here in a minute. But Kevin, just talk about the win here today.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome to be able to, you know, to come here and see all the activation and effort that, you know, Jimmy John's put into the weekend. And, you know, it's the first time that we've ever actually won while they're all at the racetrack, and they come a lot, and to be able to come to Victory Lane at Chicagoland Speedway right in their backyard is pretty awesome. But this guy's the one who won the race today, made a great call with 2 tires, and the 54 got buried in the field, and felt like, you know, at that particular point it was our race to lose, and our car actually ran faster on 2 tires than it did on 4 tires. So just really excited, and feel like I learned a lot today, and just really looking forward to tomorrow as well.
Thank you. And Ernie, congratulations on this win, and maybe just talk about some of the things that went out there this afternoon, the ebbs and flows of the races, and maybe address the particular call that Kevin's referring to.
Well, we started out a little bit loose. We worked on the car and got it better the whole race as we're going. And there at the end, we only had 11 laps on our left sides, and we're down to our last set of tires, and we decided we're going to put 2 on. We talked about it and decided that's what we're going to do, and they're going to come get us and make them pass us.
Congratulations. We'll take questions now. If you have one, raise your hand, and we'll bring you the wireless microphone. Right there, Jim Utter has one there, Morgan.
Jim Uttershaw, observer for Ernie. That pit stop where there were suddenly so many varied, widely divergent pit strategies, did that come as unexpected to you? Because it seemed so out of character for the whole rest of the whole part, the earlier part of the race.
Well, there was 23 cars on a lead lap, and that was one reason why we didn't take 4, because we didn't want to get buried in the back of the pack, and there's less than 50 laps to go. So we thought if we're going to come, we were either going to stay out or get 2 and make them come get us. And we heard that the 54 was going to take 4, and I knew for sure we were going to take 2. And it's like, if he gets us and passes it, that's the way it goes, but we're going to make him come get us.
Other questions? Right here. Right here, my man. Then we'll go to Stan.
Brett Norman with NASCAR.com. Kevin, after that pit stop that Jim referenced where you took 2, some took 4, some took 0, do you want to know exactly who took what, or are you more just drive the car?
Well, I had 2 things on my mind at that particular point. It was get as far away from the 54 as you can and get to the front as fast as you can to try to get that gap as wide as you can in case there was a huge variance in speed from 4 tires to 2 tires. My biggest concern was that he was going to get, just a huge run on the outside on the restart and get about half of them in one corner. So, but once we got out and figured out that our car was actually faster than it had been all day on 2 tires, I felt like we were in pretty good shape. I could run the bottom longer than I could before, on 4 tires before. So I knew that's where he wanted to run. And I thought, if he does catch me, I can at least pin it to the bottom and hope that his car gets tight behind me. And luckily, we never had to deal with that.
Stan?
Yeah, Stan Creekmore with CompetitionPlus.com over here. What did you learn today, if anything, that will be very critical to tomorrow? Because a couple of the drivers behind you talked about how every lane here was different, was constantly different.
Well, I think for me, there was definitely a lot of technique that was very consistent with the things that we did at our test. There's a very direct way that you want to approach the entries to the corners and how you go across the bumps. And a lot of that changes when you get to running the high groove and the 2 middle grooves also come into play and are available to you as well. So it just depends on what your car's doing. Even at the beginning of the race when our car was just super loose, you're able to move around the racetrack and make it still run decent lap times. So I think it just depends on what your car's doing and as to where you need to go on the track.
Any other questions? Okay, we're good. Congratulations, this number 5 team, Jimmy John's Chevrolet, freaky fast.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Say bye-bye.